So this brings me to post-traumatic growth. A profound thing happened. I was more burnt out before I started to see these guys than after. I started to see these guys who probably wouldn't have come to therapy for any other reason, but they were facing dying. They weren't your run-of-the-mill neurotic person. They were big achievers in their field, their respective fields. They tended to have long-term partners. They were people, and one of the things that happened is they became activists, where you know, doctors, they took charge of their health care. And if you've seen the Buyers Club, the movie, it shows what it was like at that time. So this is my friend Chad. You can see on the gas tank of his motorcycle it says Radical Aliveness. Now, Chad got HIV early on in the epidemic, and he decided, if I'm going to die, carpe diem, I'm going to go for it. You'll also notice it says on the back of his leathers, Super Chicken. And I think his philosophy with that was, don't let fear stand in the way. You know, don't make fear-based decisions. There's a book I like that I've never read, but I love the title, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. That's Chad. That's Chad. So he did this for about 10 years, and he's continued a life philosophy of radical aliveness. I'm happy to say that he's still alive. He just celebrated his 60th or 60th birthday, and he got married. So part of the radical aliveness is the idea that life is not about how many breaths you take, but how many moments take your breath away. And I thought, wow, you know, that perspective is one I want to have. So you can see in 1991, I took up scuba diving. That's something I'd always wanted to do since high school and never did. So at this point, I've done about 200 dives. And this is my version of radical aliveness. This is a picture I'm proud to say I took. Who was an events planner, said what he wanted most out of life was lots of adventures. So when he was sick and couldn't do anymore, he had lots of great memories. And wow, what a great philosophy. I really tried to adopt that after that. And that's when I started traveling a lot and collecting my own adventures. And when I'm stressed at work, I'm thinking about, okay, I'm going to go home and I'm going to think about what's the next trip and what do I need to do to make that happen. And part of it is the anticipation of that really helps a lot. This is my wife in Tibet. You can tell that it took her breath away. But you know, you don't have to go to Africa to have these kind of experiences. Yellowstone, I think, is one of the best parks, if not the best park in the country for wildlife. This was on the road, and a herd of buffalo came on either side of our car, and my wife was saying, "Shut the window, shut the window." But what an awesome experience that was. And of course, we have an hour and a half away, we have Rocky Mountain National Park. But you don't even have to do that. You know, if you're using your perceptions and you're being present, Your backyard can be full of adventures. My wife calls this the bug picture. And of course, things like first words, first steps also take your breath away.